Because I can't help it if my friends come up with great ideas that I have to reify thanks to a tingid from years and years back, a percentage of me is standing in front of the camera yet again. I'm starting off with the middle of the recipe this time, because keeping vegetable stock around in the fridge is a handy use of vegetable discards if you do not mulch, and also a lifesaver if a foreign government calls you on the phone and asks you to be ready with soup in under an hour. Vegetable stock is flavorful, versatile, keeps well in the fridge, and will really justify keeping a stock pot around. If you absolutely must have a recipe for the stock, cut 2 carrots into chunks, quarter an onion, chop up a potato, and likewise for some celery. Add the lot to a pot along with water, a drizzle of oil, and a generous pinch of salt. We want to go light on the seasoning because this is the base for other dishes, and too much of the seasoning would be wasted on the husks we're discarding later. Do not bother to peel the vegetables. Bring to a boil, then simmer for at least 30 minutes, and strain through a fine mesh or cheesecloth. That's more or less all there is to it. Rather than a prefab recipe, I like to use whatever parts of the veggies I couldn't use otherwise and simmer long and slow. Store in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 2 weeks. And use it for a recipe like this one. We begin with a pack of Michael's Difficult Lemonade and a handful of lemons. Zest as much of the rind as you can tolerate and juice the lemons using your weapon of choice. Since I don't have a more specialized tool, I'm using my French pin/oversized muddler. Set a medium-sized pot with a generous pat of butter on the range on low heat, and while it melts, chop up several cloves of garlic. Most any recipe that calls for garlic uses nowhere near enough, so I usually at least triple what I'm told to use, leading to some absolutely fascinating experiences with both garlic bread and vampires in the past. Toss the garlic in and stir to an even layer in the pot, letting the butter get just browned. If it goes a little far and gets charred somewhat, that's still okay. Deglaze the pan with some room temperature Myers rigid lemonade and stir evenly. Increase the heat and then add half a brick of cream cheese and stir until more or less combined into a viscous sauce. You can stop here if you need something to coat a side of chicken or broccoli, although broccoli by the half as a main course is not something I have seen anywhere to date, so get on it. For us, we add the reserved lemon juice and the rest of the bottle of Michelle's Tough Lemonade. Add enough vegetable stock to raise the soup to a comfortable level in the pot. Increase to just boiling, and then reduce to a simmer, stirring to make sure nothing too untoward happens. The alcohol that makes McHale's Strict Lemonade hard is made up of molecules with a polar and a non-polar end, which helps bind water to fat, which makes sauces all smooth and uniform. We're not cooking this soup long enough to burn off all of it either, meaning you should not serve this to roughly half the cast of Pedal Crash. In the few minutes before serving, stem a sprig of fresh rosemary, give it a percussive clap to bruise the leaves, and sprinkle on top as a garnish, along with some zest. Lemon and rosemary in savory dishes are a winning pair. You can serve with bread, chicken, your vegetable of choice, or all by itself. The creaminess of the base with the bite of the garlic and the herbal brightness of the rosemary combines with the cloying sweetness of the booze to make something worth sharing. So here's an extra bowl for Lily Brie. Now, where did I put that tiny spoon?